Hello and welcome to another one of these ADD videos. Today we're going to be evaluating absolute values, and these first two are conceptual questions more so than anything else. So go ahead and pause these questions as I ask them, try the solution, and then check your answer as always for best results. So the first one is saying the absolute value of 2x plus 1 is less than negative 1. And the second one is saying the absolute value of... These questions are pretty much conceptual. If you know the definition of the absolute value, you know that no matter what's inside these signs, your answer is always positive. So if you keep that in mind, it will help you answer these questions. When is a number that's positive less than a negative number? Well, when is it? The answer to that should be never, right? So therefore, there's no solution to that question because a positive number can never be less than a negative number. Again, by definition, absolute value is a positive number. When is a positive number greater than or equal to a negative number? It will always be greater than a negative number. So what you can do is you can either say negative infinity to infinity, or write down they're all real numbers, or the fancy double-pronged R that you see sometimes in textbooks. That means all real numbers. All right? Those are some basic conceptual questions that you should know right off the bat. Don't let them trick you if they give you one of those. Sometimes we're so automated that we'll just do what we do with the positive numbers and bring another sign here, or create two inequalities, however you do it. So be aware when you're doing these problems. So let's take a look at the next example. The next example we're going to see is just your basic absolute value is less than a number. Whenever you see one of these, you have to do two things. You have to do the regular thing without any change underneath the absolute value, and then solve that inequality. But then you also have to do the negative of what's under the absolute value. All right? Some of you choose to bring the negative on this side. Make sure you change the direction of this inequality if you do so. But that's fine. Others might have put the same direction inequality in a negative one here. That's fine. Just don't do it for a greater than sign, because you'll be saying a negative is greater than a positive, which is not true. So this is the way I like to do it, and then distribute through and then solve for x, whatever makes you happy. Follow through, okay? So let's take a look and solve these real quick. So the first thing on the left side, if you're solving, you're going to need to subtract 1 from both sides, and when you do so, you're going to get 2x is less than 0, because these cancel, and then these also happen to cancel. So then how do I get rid of the 2? Well, it's connected by multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So you divide both sides by 2, you're going to get that. And then 0 divided by any number is 0, and the 2's cancel, giving you x. So part of the solution is x is less than 0. Then when we look at the other half, if we distribute the negative sign, that's fine. You could have divided both sides by -1, or change the direction of the inequality anytime you divide or multiply by a negative number. Also, if you flip both sides, you need to change the direction. Here, if we're just solving, you add 1 to both sides, and that cancels here, and then here we're going to get a 2. And then, again, division undoes this multiplication here, so you divide on both sides, and you divide both sides by -2, that's what you get, all right? So that solution becomes this. So now our job is to combine both solutions on a number line and see what we get from that. So if we were to do that, we'd end up with something that looks like this, with these being our points that are on the axis, right? And these, notice, have open dots, right? So the first one says x is smaller than 0. Well, smaller is left to the left direction, all right? And then this one says greater than -1, so larger is to the right direction, or greater than. So what part shows up in both solutions? Well, just the part in between these. So your final answer for this one should be -1 to 0, all right? Notice that we have parentheses here because the open dots, and those open dots came from the fact that there is no equality here. All right? So just practice a few of these. You should do fine. Make sure you check out the intermediate and advanced videos as well. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.